Okay. We have heard my opponents talk about how euthanasia, through physicians, if legalized, will help end the pain and suffering for the terminally ill. I am here to present to you the workability and disadvantages to that. I will do this by presenting 2 points. My first point is why the current policy we have is okay and it works. And then I will explain why if euthanasia is legal, it will put too much power in the doctor's hands and the elderly and the mentally ill could become vulnerable. Okay, I will talk about the current policy. The current policy we have to control the pain and suffering is we have medications such as morphine, painkillers, we have hospice, we have nurses that try to keep them as comfortable as they can until death. Studies have proven that these ways of handling it have been effective. I have a quote here from psychologist Joseph Richmond, former president of the Association of Suicidologists. Effective psychotherapeutic treatment is possible with the terminally ill. Indeed, the suicide rate in persons with terminal illness is only between 2 and 4%. Competent, compassionate counseling, together with the appropriate medical and psychological care, are carrying an appropriate response to people with terminal illness who express the wish to die. So basically, if we give them the proper medications that they need and the proper psychological support and nursing that they need, then they will be okay. The pain isn't as bad and it is tolerable. Next, we have new technological advances that have come up to help increase the way we give medication and help regulate the pain a little more. One of the advances stated by Burke and O'Brien, medical researchers with the National Right to Life Committee. One of these is called patient-controlled analgesia, the PCA pump, which can deliver continuous infusion of the drugs such as morphine, as well as allow patient-activated doses for breakthrough in pain. This eliminates the delay in receiving pain relief caused by having to wait for a nurse to administer the necessary medicine. Studies have shown that PCA may actually lower the amount of medicine administered to patients while providing them with a safe and effective way to have more control over their treatment. So, as you can see, the current policy we have does address the pain. It is not the pain that expresses the wish to die, because I have another quote here that says, President Kenneth Stevens, there is not one case in Oregon where it is legal of assisted suicide being used for untreatable pain. The actual cause, as studies have shown, is that it's from depression, and depression can be treated. I have a quote here from Burke and O'Bannon, same medical researchers that I quoted earlier. Terminally ill patients who desire death are depressed. Depression is treatable in those with terminal illness. In one study, of the 24% of terminally ill patients who desired death observed, all of them had clinical depression, and none of them had a health consultation. Another quote here to back up this is Kenneth Stevens, The Consequences of Physician-Assisted Suicide Legalization. There is no protection for the depressed and mentally ill. In 2004 and 2003, only 5% of those dying from assisted suicide had a mental health consultation. We have published reports of a patient diagnosed by a psychiatrist as having dementia and still receiving a prescription for the legal drugs to kill himself. That person was not able to decide whether he wanted to die or not. He didn't know what he was doing. Dementia had disrupted his mind and his thinking process was disturbed. This brings me to my second quote. By legalizing euthanasia, we would put too much power in the doctor's hands, and that would make the mentally ill and the elderly likely become vulnerable. I have a quote here from a joint statement from doctors and lawyers from LifeSite News. If euthanasia became legalized, the decision whether to terminate or preserve a patient's life or to assist with PAS, assisted suicide, will rest with the medical profession. To legalize euthanasia and PAS would dramatically increase the power doctors have over their patients and severely decrease patient autonomy. It will take away most of their will to choose, because some people who have diseases like depression, clinical depression, or dementia no longer have the free will to govern themselves. Another quote I got from the American Medical Association is, "The physician who performs this assumes the unique responsibility for the act of ending the patient's life. Euthanasia could also be readily extended to incompetent patients other than vulnerable populations." And